If you own an auto body shop and you're looking for a way to consistently drive high quality collision jobs into your shop, or you're just looking for a couple extra jobs this month, this video is for you. Hello, my name's Angel with the Auto Body Edge. Today I'm going to show you how to set up a campaign step by step, a Google Ads campaign step by step to help drive some more jobs into the shop. Now, this is a campaign that we've personally used in the past for our clients. We know it works. I'm really confident it's going to work for you. So I'm really happy to show you exactly how to set it up for yourself. At any point, if you like this video, do me a favor, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel. It's really going to help us in our mission to help auto body shops. Now, without further ado, let's hop right into it. All right, guys, let's get started. So the purpose of this video today is to show you how to create a simple Google Ads campaign that you can start getting a couple high quality jobs into the shop. If you follow this, the layout that I'm about to show you, and you have a really great shop with great photos, great online reputation, you're really going to go far with this campaign. A little bit of context. So when we were getting started running Google Ads for auto body shops, this was actually one of the first versions of campaigns that we used to set up for our clients. You're going to see that it's really simple. This is why we're not just pulling this out of random, right? This is actually something that we've worked on, and it has worked for the clients that we've worked with. So let's start doing it. Okay, so first things, before we get started, there's a couple of things that you need to have in place. So number one, you're going to need to have at least a landing page or a website. Now there's a couple ways you can run Google Ads without these. I just highly recommend you get something up, a landing page or a website that allows us to have data. It allows us to compete against the people who aren't doing this, right, or who have something that doesn't work. So that's another thing. We want to make sure our website works. The URLs actually are connecting. There's no 404s. We have a contact form for, let's say, an online estimate or schedule an appointment that sends the information to you, and you actually get it in some sort of way, because we don't want you getting leads and not responding to them. So make sure that this is set up to notify you, and make sure that your contact form actually sends people to a thank you page. That's going to be important in a later section, and I'll show you what that means right now. A good example of a good landing page or website, it doesn't have to be complicated. Here's one that we use for our clients. This is just a version of a landing page that we use. It's really simple, right? Start with a headline, have a call to action right away, talk about some benefits, how the process works, so your customers can understand. Talk about your shop, show some photos, plug in your Google reviews as well, some frequently asked questions, very simple stuff. You don't have to make it too complicated. If you don't have a full-blown website, you don't want to pay someone thousands of dollars to make a website, there are services like Go High Level. You could look up Go High Level and get started. I believe they have plans at like $97 a month. Or you can pay someone on Fiverr, of course. You could create a website for a couple $100. But really, I recommend we use Go High Level for our clients. Obviously, our plan is a little bit more expensive because we have our clients on there as well. But that really helps. The next thing that we're going to need to make sure is that we have a decent online reputation, right? We don't want to be running ads if we have a 3.9 stars or below. You can see right here, we can't really put lipstick on a pig, right? We don't want to be sending a lot of money, sending a lot of traffic to a Google business profile that's going to turn people away. If you are facing low reviews, maybe it's from a competitor, I don't know, who sabotaged you and put a bunch of negative reviews on, you can try Get Dandy. Really highly recommend this service. They're going to help you get rid of those negative reviews. They make it really easy. They also help to get more reviews in the future, and they're pretty good at what they do. A quick plug also, if you want a discount code on their stuff, reach out to us. We have an affiliate link with them. Google Business Profile, it's preferred. Having something up to connect to your Google Ads account, definitely preferred. Not necessary to start running your ads. And images of your shop, nice images with your shop, tidied up, with a waiting room, with photos of your job. At least 20 of those is preferred, but not necessary as well. But definitely recommend having those. Okay, so now let's get into the nitty-gritty. So we're gonna hop into, one more thing. If you don't have a Google Ads account, go to ads.google.com and start creating your own ad account. You're definitely going to need to have that. Just go through the process of connecting your business and starting with entering your credit card information, whatever that they need to get started. They also have, I believe right now, they're having promotions where if you spend a certain amount of money, you'll get more money towards your ad credit. So it's always a plus. Just go to ads.google.com to set up your account. So right here, we're in an account. I'm going to go through the process of creating this campaign with you guys step by step. So let's go into, first thing you're going to see an account that looks like this, but yours is obviously going to be 000. This is, first thing we're going to want to do, start setting this up, is hit new campaign. That's step number one. Hit new campaign, we're going to create this new campaign and we're going to select the leads as our objective. This is going to allow us to actually optimize for more people calling the shop, more people entering their information to get an online estimate or scheduling an appointment. So you probably won't see these conversion goals here. I'll talk about this later on in the video, but conversion goals are definitely necessary and I'll show you how to set these up. Let's assume that we have these set up. The next thing we're going to want to do is hit continue, and we're going to want to go with search. A big mistake that we see some shop owners they go with the route of Performance Max for their campaign type. Performance Max is going to really drain your budget unless you have about $3,000 to $5,000 to invest in ads per month minimum, and depending on where you are, of course, we would recommend always going with search. Performance Max will help you if you have all the assets in place like Google, YouTube videos, a lot of photos. Your Google business profile is optimized. Search is always going to get us in front of those search terms that are going to help bring in some jobs. The ways that we'd like people to reach our goal, we're going to hit website visits. We're going to put the link for our landing page or website. Drop this in. Okay, website visits, and then phone calls as well. Enter your shop phone number here, your phone number for the shop, and leave this as US. I'm going to leave this blank for now. And then name your campaign. You don't have to get too crazy with this. We'll just name it SGS search campaign. Perfect. Continue, and we will hit start new. Okay, great. Now we're getting into the bidding. For bidding, we're going to want to focus on conversions. What this means is we want to tell Google to focus on the people who will either call the shop or enter their information. That's what's going to be considered as a conversion in this case. And then there's some other conversions you can set up on your Google Ads account, like in-store visits, like click to call, get directions, things like that. But for now, we're just going to keep things really simple and focus on those lead form submissions and phone calls. So we're going to set this to conversions, and we are not going to set a cost per action. Let's leave this open because we don't want to limit this. Let's go to next. For networks, we're going to deselect both of these. Google Search Partners, they're going to show your ads on different websites that may not be applicable to the keywords that we're going to set. Again, those keywords are things like auto body shop near me, collision repair near me. We want to make sure we have control over where our ads are showing. Google Display Network, sort of the same thing. We don't want to be shown here because this is going to appear near videos, near other sites that we don't control. Locations, okay. For location, we're going to hit enter another location, and this really is going to be up to you. So there's some things that I wanted to mention here. For this example, let's pretend that we are Car Doctor Orlando. Shout out Car Doctor Orlando. They are near where I live. Pretty cool. If you own Car Doctor Orlando, I don't know, leave a comment down below or something. So, okay, for this instance, they are located here, right? This is their address. Let's use Orlando as a test market. So in this case, something really simple. We're in like a metropolitan area. There's tons of different sub-neighborhoods, smaller cities surrounding Orlando. So we're going to copy the address here, go back to the campaign, and then we're going to hit advanced search. So we can do a few things. The first thing I'm going to try to do is enter the address. Okay, so no location is showing up. Let's try radius, hit the address here. Okay, we're seeing it now. So let's include this. And then for Orlando, so location targeting is, you need to be flexible with it. You need to try different things, right? Since we're in Orlando and we can have a 20-mile radius, the typical way that you want to run a simple campaign is by starting broad and narrowing down. In 2025, Google has made it so that you can really start as broad as possible, and they will narrow in on your target market on your target audience. So I really highly recommend going broad, but not too broad. We don't want to do. We're not gonna go 100 miles. We're not gonna go to a different state, but keeping it realistic, but then pushing a little bit past the barrier that you think people would drive for your shop, or you'd be able to pick them up in a tow truck, or similar situations like that. They're really going to go towards the middle as well, and then Google will kind of push out and see who's more likely to respond. I would always start broad though, just because it helps us to get more leads in, get more data in, and get more phone calls, and we can always narrow it down as we go. But 20 miles around the Orlando area is definitely good to start. One of the things you should consider is considering where you are with location targeting. Again, you don't want to go too broad, but you don't want to go too narrow. You don't want to do like a 5-mile radius around your shop. Even if you're in a very dense population, you do want to start off. I would highly recommend always starting off at about 15 to 20 miles or 10 to 20 miles, depending on where you are. If you're in a rural location, that's when you should push it a little bit more, to about 30 miles plus. But for most locations in the metropolitan areas, 10 to 20, 15 to 20 will work well. So for this example, we're going to keep it 20. Let's go 20 miles around the shop. And then we're going to hit location options, make sure that you select presence. This is going to make sure that we only show ads to people who are in Orlando and not people who are traveling, or who may be interested in Orlando or traveling there in the future. Audience segments, let's get down here. Let's type in collision. Perfect, collision auto body repair. Type this for in segments. This is going to help kind of guide Google in the direction of getting people who are in the market for collision and auto body repair. Let's keep it observation for now. Broad match keywords, turn this off. Again, this gives Google control to go really crazy. If you leave broad match keywords on, what this is going to do is get you it's going to get you a lot more leads, a lot of phone calls, but they're going to be irrelevant searches. They're probably going to be people asking about transmission, tires, random stuff. It goes too broad. Definitely keep that off. Automatically created assets, keep that off. More settings. I typically like doing an ad schedule of when the shop's open, right? So if our shop's open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, then let's put Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, just to make sure that we are not missing any phone calls. So whenever you're by your phone and you're taking calls, that's when I would drop, sorry, I'm losing my pace here, 17. That's when I would put this ad schedule to. And then more settings here, we can leave these as is. Okay, next, we are getting into the ad segment here. Let's go into here, keyword and asset generation. Turn this off for now. Let's skip. Okay, now we're in the ad section. So when you're creating an ad on Google, what we're going to want to do, an ad group, we're going to want to create 2 ad groups. One ad group specifically for auto body related keywords, and one ad group for collision related keywords. What I see in Google is when we rank for collision repair related keywords, we get higher quality jobs. We get higher quality leads, higher quality just customers in general asking about the right types of jobs. Auto body kind of pushes into, it's a bigger umbrella, right? It's covering a lot, right? Auto body can be a clipped side rear view mirror or whatever. Sorry, not rear view, side view mirror, or it could cover someone who just recently got an accident and is typing auto body repair near me. So it's good to cover both bases. So for this first one, we're going to name this auto body keywords. And then we are going to enter for the keywords. This is really important. I want to keep it like this. Make sure you don't enter more. This is definitely how you should do it. So what I'm doing here is what's called phrase match. I'm phrase matching. These keywords here, they are phrase matched. What this means is this keyword right here will cover keywords like auto body repair near me, auto body repair Orlando, auto body repair XYZ. So keywords like this are going to cover more than just, it's going to keep it in that phrase and cover things that you don't think about before and after the keyword. I won't get into the different type of match types right now. Just to keep this simple, we're going to drop these in, and that's going to be more than enough for you. Okay, now for the headlines. I'm going to pause the video here and enter a whole bunch of headlines for you to steal. These are the headlines that we've found work the best across all the campaigns that we run today. So I'm going to drop them in right now, and then I will resume the recording. All right, perfect. We're back. I just entered these in, and I want to show you some of the thinking behind why we enter our headlines the way we do. So, when writing ad copy for Google Ads, I typically recommend having as many headlines as you can. I think the maximum is about 15. Yeah, 15 headlines. For this example, I only wrote 11, but keep your creativity open and try to write more as much as possible, because we always want to give Google. So for a little bit of context, these are not all going to be used. Only 3 headlines, or typically 2 to 3 headlines, can be used on a ad at once. But Google is going to switch these out and find the best combination of keywords or of headlines to use for one ad. So it's better to give it more so it can keep testing for you. When writing these headlines, I recommend having at least one shop name headline. So in this example, that shop name would be Car Doctor Orlando. 5 keyword headlines. So 5 headlines at least where you have the keyword in it. So in this case, the keyword is auto body repair, or auto body shop repair, or auto body shop. So the example would be, let's see, auto body repair specialist, 5-star auto body shop, that's another example, or 5-star auto body repair. Having that keyword in will increase what's called your relevancy score on Google, and will make sure that you are ranking higher than the competition. The last one is having shop benefit keywords. We typically recommend having about 7 to 9 of those. So a shop benefit would be, if you do deductible assistance up to a certain amount, we'll pay your deductible assistance. Always talking about fast estimates, because that's what customers care about. Free towing, rental car assistance, any of those benefits that you have, drop those in the headlines. Descriptions, writing a little bit about your shop. You can just copy these word for word, obviously. Change Car Doctor Orlando. Car Doctor Orlando, hit me up. We're writing an ad right here for you that's probably going to do really well. So maybe don't hit us up. Maybe just drop a comment and let us know how this campaign works for you. But you can put your shop name here, fast collision repairs, free towing, blah, blah, blah. Talk about what you do. Location, Orlando Collision Experts. So just copy these. Just replace the name of the shop with your own, and these are going to do really well for you in your market. Some small things down here. Site links are always great, but to keep this simple, don't even worry about it. Call outs, same thing. Business logo, drop in a business logo for yourself. This is one of our clients' logos. We're just going to leave it there for now. Images, you can add your images here if you have them. If not, we'll just say there's another place to do it, but let's keep it simple. Add as many images as you can into the ad here, and it will show you a preview of how it's going to look there. Perfect. So now that we have the auto body ad set created, we are going to create a second ad. We got to leave this as is for now, because we cannot we can't create a second ad group yet, but we will move on. Set our budget. Okay, just so you know, a whole video can be made on what budget to place for your ads. It's very dependent on yourself. I will tell you that for the clients that we take on, we always recommend starting out at $1,000 budget to compete in the market, and with that budget, we expect in the first 30 days to get anywhere from 5 to 10 jobs coming in. And that's just the expectation within 30 days. It always gets better from there. But with that's a rule of thumb. Of course, I don't know your market. I don't know your budgetary restrictions. I don't know your marketing budget for the year of 2025. I don't know anything about your shop. So it's up to you. But I typically wouldn't recommend, this is just a rule of thumb. I wouldn't recommend anywhere below about $15 to $20, I would assume, on Google Ads per day. But the thing is, if we set up our ads the right way, if we're only running ads Monday through Friday, we could play around with that schedule. We could, if we only have $20 a day, or let's say $500 for the month, then we can play around with the schedule. And so instead of running your ads with a $500 a month budget, instead of running your ads all day throughout the entire month at $16 per day, we could split it up to only run about 5 days out of the week and have a $25 a day budget. Or we could play with the ad schedule and say hey Google, only run my ads 3 days a week. So at 3 days a week, that would be about about $40 per day. So that's definitely doable. That allows us to compete in the market, because again, this is Google Ads is a bidding system. So you're going to want to have to bid higher than your competition. Fortunately enough, in 99% of the markets that we've seen, the competition is always coming in low. If you haven't seen part one of this series, part one on our YouTube channel, the overview, that's gonna really highlight that for you. The competition in any market is typically pretty low. So for this example, let's start off with a 32, an average daily budget, and then we'll assume that on the ad schedule we told Google to only run 4 days a week. But we'll do $32 per day. Set next. All right, now the campaign is ready to publish. This is just an example, so I'm not going to publish this campaign. But from here, you would hit publish. And again, we need to go back and enter another ad group, right? We're trying to rank for auto body and collision repair. So you're gonna hit publish. Once you hit publish, you're probably gonna be taken back to the overview section of your ad account. What you wanna do from here, go into campaigns, click the campaign that you're running, and find the ad group. You'll only see one here, but this is a live look at a campaign we're running. So I'm going to do this. You'll only see one like this. What you're gonna wanna do from here is hit edit, copy, and then paste. All right, so after you've duplicated the ad group, you're going to see the second ad group wherever it is. In this example, this is a live view, so it's going to be a little bit tricky to navigate, but you'll see the duplicated ad group. All you need to do is click into it and then delete the keywords that you see. To do that, you just go here, remove. I'm not going to do it. This is a live view of a campaign, but you're going to want to remove those. And then what you're going to want to do from there is hit the plus keywords button. And then in this keyword section, you're going to want to enter these keywords here. We got 3 keywords. You're going to want to enter it like this. Make sure you enter it exactly how I'm doing it. We need these quotations on it. This is a phrase match, and we need it to be one after another. So you're going to enter these keywords, hit save. I'm going to hit cancel. And then you should see those three keywords populate in the collision repair ad group. Now you're going to want to edit the ad for the ad group. So make sure your ad group collision repair, make sure your new one is selected. Go into add and then hit the pencil icon. Okay, so I went ahead and I entered I'm back in the test campaign that we were creating, but you should see something that looks similar to this. You should see the inside of the ad that you just created. So what we're going to want to do is change. You see here, every headline is relevant to auto body searches. So we're going to want to change each one of these to collision repair searches. Again, the whole goal of this is to keep the 2 ad groups separate and the ads different. So Google is saying that both of these ad groups, both of these ads are relevant to either collision repair or auto body. So in this example, we're just going to replace this with collision repair. All right, I'll replace this and come back in just a second. All right, perfect. So I just went in and I changed all the auto body headlines to collision repair. Again, the whole point of this is to make sure we're telling Google these headlines, this ad is relevant to the people searching for collision repair near me. Typically we see this ad set right here. Oh, you shouldn't see this. This is because I'm in the test one. Use this ad set, the collision repair ad set, is the one that outperforms in terms of quality leads and quality jobs that will be coming into your shop. The descriptions are the same. You can leave those the same. You can leave pretty much everything the same. Just change everything that says auto body to collision repair. You see that we still have the benefits here. We're still talking about us as a quality shop. You could even drop in here if you're iCar certified, if you have any certifications for specific vehicles, you can drop them in the headlines as well. Everything else is the same. Again, enter any images that you may have and logos. Make sure you fill this out as much as possible. Okay, now one of the last things, this might seem a little bit complicated, but I promise you it's very, very, very simple to do. We're going to set up the conversion action. So just so you know, this conversion action is going to let us optimize for, let's say, somebody entering their information on your landing page or website. So Google can actually start optimizing for those actions and getting you more people who are going to interact with your website. So what we're going to want to do to set up those conversion actions, we want to go into goals, go into summary, make sure summary is selected. You're going to want to hit create conversion action, hit website here, enter your website. In this case, it is this one. Enter it here. You're going to want to hit scan. This is just a preview. This isn't an actual live website for us, so nothing's going to show up. You're going to want to hit cancel here, create conversion actions manually. There we go. Submit lead form. Let's see, primary action, enter conversion, submit lead form. Value, don't use a value. Count. Valuable. We're just going to do every. 30 days is fine. 3 days is fine. 1 day is fine. Data driven is fine. Manage the Google tag. That should be fine. Okay, perfect. Now we hit done. When you hit done, you're going to be taken out of this. I'm not going to create it because we already have one created. And then you're going to find your submit lead form. Okay. An old one that I created was this one. Okay, let's say you're under submit lead form. You'll see the one that you just created. You're going to want to click on it and then go to tag setup, install the tag yourself. And then you're going to want to copy this. So just double click here, copy the Google tag, and you're going to want to put this on your header of either your website or landing page. If you have somebody who created a website for you, just tell them to place this code in the header of the website. They should know how to do that. It's very simple. For this example, this is the funnel that we created with the 2 pages. We're just going to go into settings, head tracking code, place it there. Super easy. I don't want to do it though because this is a template. So we're going to go into steps. Okay, perfect. We did that. Put it in the header. Now we want to go to the thank you page. Again, I told you that this one's going to be important. And we're going to want to go here, event snippet on page load. Make sure that's selected. Click this here, copy, go to your thank you page. Wherever you have the data for your thank you page, for me, it is in here. We're just going to want to go to tracking code, drop it in your header, hit save. And that will set up the necessary tracking code to track anybody who submits a form on your website so Google can start optimizing for that. Now, that's pretty much it. I mean, it's pretty simple. I know this might have been a little bit longer than we expected just because I explained some of the options that you have with Google Ads. But I want to talk a little bit about optimizing. So when Google Ads isn't a set it and forget it type of thing. I will tell you 9 times out of 10 when launching a campaign for the first time, you're going to get some good leads coming in for the first 2 to 3, maybe 4 weeks, which is going to be great. But as Google starts to go off on its own and spend more money and take more time and optimize your account, they're going to try branching out. So you're going to get some weird calls for things that don't really make sense, right? Some people asking about general repair, some people asking about, we've had a lot of DIYs in the past and a lot of maybe like junkyard requests, some weird stuff. You might see that happening. What you're going to want to do is make sure you have a strong negative keyword list. You want to be checking some optimization points. You're gonna want to check search phrases at least weekly. To do that, you go into your Google Ads. This is basically showing you what and where your ads are ranking for. Let's go into search terms. So inside in reports, you're going to want to find search terms. And like I said, every week you're going to want to be in here. So what you're going to be wanting to look for in your search term report is, I mean, it looks like we're pretty good with this account. Honestly, it's kind of hard to find. Anyway, in your search terms, you may see some, I mean, we have this account dialed in. We've been running this for so long. But you may see some search terms here that just don't make sense, right? Let's see if I can go really deep and find one. Okay, here we go. Can I get my car painted a different color? This is something that our ad is showing up for. It's shown up for at least 2 times. Luckily, we didn't spend any money on it, which is great. But we don't want to be showing up for this in the future. What we're going to want to do is add as a negative keyword, and you can add it to the campaign. Boom. There we go. That's all we do. Typically, when you're getting started, you're going to want to at least spend once a week going through your negative keywords, at least 20 minutes if you can, just searching through all the keywords, making sure that you're actually excluding those keywords that don't matter. Because if you don't, I promise you're going to get a lot of these random keywords that you're ranking for. So that's one of the easiest ways you can optimize your account. So you're also going to want to add new keywords pretty regularly to make sure you're expanding your list of keywords that you're trying to rank for. Adjusting bids, of course. And look, this is just, again, optimizing is where most of the work happens. It's kind of short to get a campaign up and running, but optimizing is where your money's made, right? These are all the things that you're going to want to do. Again, adding good keywords, adjusting bids, A/B testing ads, dropping in new ads to make sure you're always testing and staying ahead of the competition. And there's a lot more things that you could be doing. If you don't really want to be doing these things and you just rather have a team that understands the industry and is going to set up a campaign for you and run it on a daily basis, reach out to us. We own the marketing company Shop Growth Solutions. We would be happy to help you set up a campaign and run it for you. Although I truly think that a campaign like this, set up the right way with the right shop in the right location, it's going to get you some jobs. That's the whole goal of this video. I want to get you jobs so you're actually bringing in some extra cash flow. You get a proof of concept, and you can see what would happen if somebody were in the seat optimizing it regularly. Now, little disclaimer at the end here, just know I truly believe that something like this, and I've seen it in the past before, this is a campaign that we've run. I truly believe that this is going to bring you in some good jobs, right? I'd expect even spending about $400 to $500, you'd get about 3 to 5 solid jobs coming in within the first 30 days. But I don't know your shop, I don't know your location, I don't know how you're following up. There's so many things that go into this. So just letting you know, I truly believe that this could work for you, but always do your due diligence. And again, if you have any questions at all, we'd love to be a resource. So send me an email. This is the email that goes directly to my inbox. I'd be happy to help. I would even be happy to get on a call with you and troubleshoot some issues that you're having. So again, our whole point here at Autobody Edge is to help you get the edge on your market. So always here to be a resource, and if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me, but that's pretty much it. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you guys get a campaign up and running as soon as possible. If you liked it, leave a like, subscribe to us. That would be really cool. And we will keep making some videos for you guys. So I'll see you in the next one. Probably we're uploading something next week. So we're going to meet with Chris Lawson of Technician Find, which is going to be a great episode. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there.